Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we had internet issues. So we're about, I think, like maybe 6 minutes into a reading. I did link the first couple of minutes from that first part in the live chat, but I will also summarize for you real quick. What we've got is somebody who is being encouraged to be patient because timing is really important in this love connection. We've got one person who may be just a little bit ahead in terms of some healing or like emotional availability in a relationship or in a connection. And their partner or this person that they are interested in is going to be, I think, a great partner. But it's like they're working to wrap up this financial insecurity or this job issue that they've been dealing with. And from their perspective, it's like, I don't know if I can really tell you everything that's going on, but I want to. So you're being asked, whoever resonates with a high priestess energy here, you're being asked to be just a little bit patient. I do feel you're going to get the whole story. I do feel like this person's going to tell you what was going on afterwards, but it's like, just be patient. This person will be interested in that long-term relationship. So don't take it or misconstrue this energy as someone who's lost interest in you, because they really haven't. They're just a little bit embarrassed because they're dealing with, like, they're putting out a little fire in their life. They don't want to be embarrassed and have to tell you too much. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day so far. Hope your internet's working better than mine. I love Gucci Tata. Yep, exactly. Rushing equals crashing. Hello, Alberto. Hello, April Sunshine. What's going on? So this is the Egyptian tarot. Let's see what else we've got. Well, actually, first, I just really want to be clear. We did get the Metamorphosis card, which talks about transformation. This is why I'm saying we've got a great individual in terms of a romantic connection. You just need to give them like a couple of days, right? Normally, I'm not a huge advocate for saying if you're in love with someone but they aren't ready, like, don't wait for them. But this is someone who I feel has already been working on this. They're about to get to like a leveling up situation. So it's more so like, don't confuse the signs that you're seeing. Hello, Enfance. How are you doing? We've got the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Someone who is struggling to feel like they were like good enough. It feels to me like you have everything that you need, or it feels to me like you have so much to offer. I don't know if I could really like meet you halfway, or if I could be the person that you're looking for. So this is like somebody who feels the need to dress their best around you, feels the need to make sure, they have what they think is like the best, I don't know, steakhouse in town. That's where we should go. This is like, I don't know if it's good enough for you. Am I good enough for you? Page of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Four of Swords. There's definitely a focus on healing, someone who wants to make sure that they're able to approach this connection with you in the most mature and respectful way, in the most loving way. And that's why patience is so important, right? Okay, if you've got things you need to figure out, if you've got things that you need to do, I will be patient with that. We'll see how things go, right? Now, am I telling you to just sit there and twiddle your thumbs for 8 weeks while someone tries to figure out what their life is supposed to be about? No. This is someone who within 2 weeks knows what's going on or figures out what they're doing. They just need a little bit of time to figure out a difficult situation in their life. Page of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Page of Cups. There's a plan to have a conversation with you about what's going on. So I do feel like you're going to get insight into, their quietness or their lack of texting, or why they had to go visit their family. Because it does look to me like whoever resonates with this high priestess, you're looking at this as, oh, I guess this person has decided they're not interested in me. I guess I like messed this one up, or I guess they just like aren't looking for someone like me. Not true. Give it a moment. Hello, James. How's it going? All right. This is the gold foil tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Rainbow Warrior. Yep, this took a little minute. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Wands and the Devil. Yeah, look, for some of you, there's a concern here in terms of how things are paced or how things move in terms of physical attraction. Doing things like telling your friends about you or claiming someone on social media. This is like, no, you know, there are more important ways that indicate whether or not somebody's interested in you. But I do think that we have someone that's a little bit concerned that this High Priestess is really focused on the financial element. It's like they feel like they don't have anything to offer because, you know, maybe you have this level of expectation. I think if they were to communicate with you, they would find out they have a little bit of a misunderstanding here. But again, timing is everything with this connection. They're going to come in and tell you the truth. It's on their own time. So it's like, just don't freak out on this person if they're not responding to you within 36 seconds of receiving your text message. If they've established a very quick turnaround time, or if it seems like they're less willing to spend time with you, I would encourage you, really in any situation where you're trying to figure out where you stand with someone else, to use the Socratic method. Let's not always jump to conclusions and make statements or accusations. Let's ask questions and find out what's really going on. See how somebody feels. See if there's something else going on. Sometimes you might think that someone is not interested in you when they really are. They're just dealing with too much. And I feel like that's what the situation is. I've got to deal with something in my family, or I got to deal with something with regards to my work. It's very stressful, and I don't know if I can handle like talking to you about it, because I really just want you to look at me as someone who's got everything all together, everything figured out, right? So they're making this decision. They're dealing with this chaos or this drama in their life. And you're looking at it as, oh, okay, so you're not really serious about a relationship, or you're not interested in me, or you've decided that I'm not good enough for you, that kind of thing. Hello, Elise. How are you doing? Queen of Cups. The reality is they view you as very desirable. They do want something long-term with you. Again, they're just working on or dealing with a kind of chaotic situation. This is the Fairy Lenormand. Hey, Laura. How are you doing? Hello, Pharaoh. What's going on? Thank you. Number 26, the book. This talks about wisdom, but it can also talk about secrets. The thing is, I do feel whoever I'm picking up on with this High Priestess energy, you are normally very perceptive, very observant. Sometimes, though, there's a little bit of blindness when we're dealing with somebody that you have a crush on or some interest romantically in. And I do feel like you're being encouraged to remember you are very intuitive, but sometimes there are things that we're a little bit unprepared to hear or expect. I do think, though, if you are just patient, this person is going to let you know, here's what I was up against. I was kind of battling something. I didn't really want to get into it and tell you everything that was going on. But here's what happened. And oh, by the way, can I see you? Because I miss you. Hello, Selena. How are you doing? Divine timing indeed. So we've got poverty and mature man in the reverse. Distant horizons. Yeah. So there's distance, there's time apart, there's some difficulty here. And it's like, well, because we aren't talking or because you're not, calling me 5 times a day, now I'm starting to wonder what's really going on. Have you decided to hang out with somebody else? Have you decided I'm not really your type? No, they're dealing with financial issues. They don't want you to judge them negatively because of this situation. For some of you, this is a person who has lost their job. For others of you, there's some financial consequences as a result of divorce proceedings or some sort of property. This is just an issue. They don't know if it's like appropriate to tell you what really happened. At least not for now. They will, though. They do have this desire to be honest with you. They, I think, just want to be able to talk to you about it when they feel like they know more about what's going on or whether or not they're going to be okay. You know, if they've kind of figured out a plan. Hello, Ruben. How's it going? What else do we have? Yin and yang. There is a good balance here between the two of you as far as the energy you offer, the energy you're looking for. So there's a concern you're going to misread this drama that someone's dealing with as not really seeing you as a good partner or someone that they would like to be with. But the truth is they are about to pursue you much more assertively, make it much more clear that they want something serious. They just have to, it's like they're wrapping up like the last Christmas present and then they can leave. It's a weird analogy in July, but they feel like there's this to-do list. There's these things I have to do. And once I do that, then I can like focus a little bit more on romance. All right. This is the Pause Tarot. Hello, Steven. How are you doing? What else do we have? Page of Wands in the reverse. Communication issues. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think this is something to do with their work, something to do with their money. In some instances, this is family arguments. Maybe even an issue with the ex, because we did have marriage in the reverse. But it's not that there's a problem between the two of you. There's not some, oh, I don't know why I was interested in you, or no, I wouldn't choose you. It's just, I don't feel like now is the right time to, chat or tell you what's going on, because I don't want you to like look at me differently, or I don't want you to feel like sorry for me. So there's definitely this, let me just get a little bit of progress done on what it is that I'm working on. And then we can pick up where we left off, or then I will let you know what's up. Hello, Diana. How are you doing? Knight of Wands in the reverse, 5 of Cups in the reverse, and Death in the reverse. Yeah, they don't want this to be over. They don't want to be, how do I say this? They don't want to feel like potentially rejected. They don't want to feel like you judged them. So that's why the timing of their conversation is so important to them. I want to feel like I've gotten through some of the things that I needed to. But you're starting to question, like, is this somebody who is just looking for friends with benefits, situationship, one night stand? No, that's not their goal. Hierophant, I told you, they're looking for a relationship. Yeah, no, it's just I want to be able to make an offer that means something. I want to be able to, feel good about what kind of partner I would be. So patience is a virtue. So I've heard. I don't know, you guys. All right, this is the Bianco Nero. What else do we have? Five of Swords in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, there's just a little hiccup here, but there's no desire to end the connection. It's just like, hold that thought for a second. I gotta go, deal with the doorbell, and then I'll be right back. So they do have the plan in mind. Got to tell you what really happened. They don't like hiding something from you. The number 7 is important. And they have made changes. They want to show you, like, okay, this was an issue, but I moved, or this was a problem, but I have a new job. This was kind of frustrating, but, I cut off that person. It's just, the wound is a little fresh for them. The betrayal, the disappointment, the sense of loss, the dealing with somebody that wasn't fair to them. It's like, I don't want you to make judgments based on that. Page of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. They will apologize. They will tell you what's going on and ask what they can do to, make sure that things are cleared up or that things are easier for you to feel comfortable about. In some instances, this person may even have a gift for you, like, hey, I'm really sorry about that. Here's this, or can I do this and take you out, whatever. But you're going to find out that they actually really do respect what you have to offer, really do expect how you approach connections, and they wanted to make sure that they felt very good about themselves and address this last thing that they felt they needed to. All right, this is the Fairy Godmother Oracle. What else do we have? Hello, Empress Everything. How's it going? To you as well, Diana. Rejuvenation. Victimhood. Yeah, this is like, just give me a moment. I have to deal with this thing that has been a problem. I don't think they want you to view them as someone that lost or was a victim. It's like, I'm just dealing with this thing and then I'll feel better. And discernment. If you really leverage that intuition and discernment that you have, I think you already know this person does have feelings for you. I think you already know that this person trusts you or is trustworthy. And that's why it was just kind of a little bit frustrating, and why you could get potentially like more emotional or more, frustrated than you really need to be, because you did feel like there was a good connection here. Well, there is. They just got some other crap they need to deal with real quick. This is the Wild Unknown. Son of Cups, which would be the Page of Cups, and the Father of Wands. They're going to come through with a very assertive, communicative, expressive, and respectful apology. It's not going to be, "Oh, I'm sorry." No, it's, "I'm really sorry. Here, let me explain what's been going on. And I'd really like an opportunity to make it up to you. But these are circumstances they could not control. Something kind of like, well, ish hit the fan. And I don't feel like they had anything to do with it. They're just trying to make sure everything is handled or dealt with." Another Four of Swords. Wanting to get things back in order, making sure that they deal with what they need to, not leaving anything undone. Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords. I feel like they had to cut someone off. Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, they're not rejecting you. They're cleaning up a mess in their life that is because of a person that they probably should have cut out a while ago. Magician in the reverse, a manipulative individual who kept finding a new way to stay in this person's life or get back in their heart. But I feel like at this point, they have been booted. This is someone who is codependent or financially, maybe even financially abusive, but they didn't have the opportunity anymore. The Emperor in the reverse decided this is what needs to change. I'm going to just go ahead and change it. I know I should have taken this action a long time ago, but the important thing is I'm doing it now. So we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse, the Sun, and the Mother of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's blessings or some benefit, something that makes our Emperor in the reverse feel like, okay, I've dealt with these issues. Things are in a better spot now. They confess or they let you know what happened because, again, it's like, I just needed a little bit of time to figure things out. So I felt like I was in a better place. And now I can tell you what actually happened, right? I think that's probably pretty accurate. All right, let's get a few cards from the Untold Messages of the Heart. There's one in this deck that I think says something along the lines of, I just, what does it say? My life is not as together as it seems. And there's another one, or it might be that same one that says obligations at the top. I feel like that's just what's going on here, right? Got to deal with what I got to deal with. Nervous. You make me lose my cool, and I just don't know how to act in your presence. Very concerned in terms of like, I want to make sure you see me the way I really am, and you know, you don't see some lame thing that doesn't really represent who I am. Sensitive. Thinking about you makes me emotional, and I want to open up to you about how I'm feeling. This is someone who may have fallen in love or somebody who is realizing that if they want something serious, they really need to make sure that they start off on the right foot and communicate. Love. My heart is opening and I'm ready. Factors. We're so different. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. And Mountain. Something or someone is standing between us right now. That's what they're working to address. And I do think they take it pretty seriously. They don't want to miss out on this chance with you because they feel like there's something really incredible about this connection. You almost make them feel a little bit uncomfortable. All right, this is the Love Oracle. Hello, Rhoda. How are you doing? Hello, Co-Create. How's your day? Thank you, Pharaoh. Only you, devoted, attached, crave, confusion, uncertain, unclear, unsure. Yeah. They know they want you. They think you're the like end all be all. This is the person I want to be with, right? But you're like, wait, but you're not like pursuing me like that. Why are you like holding back? Why are you way over there? Why are you way over there? Distance, separation, space, blockage. Yeah, and so this High Priestess energy is like, well, if you're not talking to me, if you're not hanging out with me, I feel like that means you're not interested. Can we talk about this? Like, what's going on? Past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. So this is a lesson that took a long time for this Emperor in the reverse to learn. And I gotta say, there's something that makes me feel like falling in love with you or feeling like they could fall in love with you is what finally gets them to like realize that's not the right thing for me. I'm not gonna repeat that pattern. I don't want that. You are a catalyst in this person's life. You are motivating them or inspiring them to make something official or end something or make something right because they want to be ready for you. They want to be the right kind of partner for you. And this is about someone who is bitter or angry. Resolving this issue or letting go of that need for someone's approval or, I just thought we were friends. They're letting that go. I'm not going to let that cause problems in my love life. Because they do feel like in the past there have been situations that should have gone better, but because of this repeated pattern or this mistake, things got more complicated. We've got ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time. For some of you, this has to do with substances or sobriety, but I feel like that would be the person that they were dealing with. For some of you, of course, the financial issues could be tied to just trying to like kind of escape the reality of things. But we do have someone who's doing a little bit of spying. I feel like this might be the high priestess. Like, hey, I thought you were like totally in love with me. Like, where'd you go? You're going to get an update. You're going to have a conversation with this person. They're going to tell you what was going on. And they're going to confirm that, yeah, no, they think you're amazing. They want something serious. They just want to make sure that what they offer you is something that sounds worthy of someone like you. So I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I'll see you in the next reading. Cheers.